Hey guys, welcome to another episode of the Fernando and Freddie Show.
Freddie Show.
I'm Fernando.
And I'm Freddie.
All right, you guys. So, as you can see, Las Vegas, the mayor wants to open the city, and she wants to call it a control group. And she has no plan to reopen the city. She just wants to open it. And she's pretty much living it up to the casinos to kind of fend for themselves and, pretty much make their own rules, make their own restrictions, decide how they want to social distance, how they want to run their casinos. And the governor says no. What do you think about that, Freddie?
That is a bit weird because, first of all, Las Vegas is a very tourist-heavy city. So why would she want to open up a city that's going to have no one in it?
Yeah, well, I think she's probably thinking like if they're the first big city like to reopen, that maybe it's going to like draw tourists to come, see them. And, maybe she's thinking like, okay, well, we're going to get everyone back here and we're going to, make some money again. Because they're losing something, it was like millions of dollars per day. I don't remember the exact number, but it was in that like a good amount of money from, just getting revenue.
Yeah, but still, they're losing money, but of course, I'm sure they have huge insurance to cover those losses. And I don't know, it just doesn't make sense to open up a city. Like, I don't know why everyone's trying to push this city, like opening up their cities and opening up their states. It's like, this is nowhere near finished. I mean, we just need to take a look at Italy and we can see that doesn't work. That whole, well, I guess you could say it could work because I this morning I read about Sweden is saying by next week or the week after they should have a total herd immunity, but I don't know. Herd immunity is what the UK said that they wanted to do as well, where everyone the virus has been exposed to enough people to where it won't cause as much of a problem because people have become immune to it.
Oh, so since we're talking about Sweden, something that was very different that Sweden did that a lot of other cities, countries, nobody else really, used their method. And a lot of people are kind of saying, oh, especially here in the United States, President Trump has, said it multiple times that we should follow Sweden's method here with no lockdown. Have you kind of like followed the Swedish a little bit on what they have done, during the pandemic?
Yeah, but they did actually have a lockdown, but it wasn't a total lockdown. Like they had to do social distancing. They kept a lot of things open, and but I mean, from speaking to, because remember I told you I have a friend over there, and the thing he was saying that was interesting though, he said they're mainly talking about Stockholm. They're not talking the capital city. They're not talking about really the rest of the country having the same amount of immunity though. So,
well, not necessarily just immunity, but just what they're doing as a whole. So what I was reading was that Sweden, they didn't have a lockdown and pretty much everything was open. They just had simple advisories like, try to social distance, but they didn't lock down their restaurants, their shops, everything else is still open. They didn't have that restriction to stay home.
Yeah, but at the same time, I don't know if because it's really hard to compare because it is such a smaller country. It's not as densely populated. I think it's only, I don't know, I think it's less than 1 million, or it is at 1 million.
No. Well, what their cases or their population?
The population in Stockholm.
Well, Sweden as a whole, they have it's 10.3 million is their population. And their cases, so in Sweden, they actually had a total of only 16,755 cases with 2,021 deaths. But in comparison, like to some of their other, neighboring countries and, similar countries, where like Denmark, for example, they had 50,000.
Yeah, but see, this
Norway,
is what
30,
I was thinking.
Finland, 16.
I just took a look right now at Stockholm's population. It's only 970,000. So, I mean, you can't really compare a country of 300 million to one city that has less than 1 million people in it. I mean, it just already having a million people, less than 1 million people in a huge city like that. Well, I don't know how huge it is compared to LA, but I mean, it's not the same. I mean, it doesn't really compare. I mean,
Yeah.
that would just be like saying because LA has a population that's contained it and everything's under control. Does that mean we need to open up the whole country now?
Right. Right. Well, I'm just kind of going off of. I mean, I don't know what other cities or territories in Sweden kind of follow the same. What's wrong?
Huh? Go ahead.
What's wrong?
I don't know. I was
What's
just
wrong?
hearing that. I was hearing that water noise, but I don't know what it is.
Oh, drip, drip.
We're
That
live,
was
Fernando.
me.
I don't know. I don't know if it was like because at first I thought because you don't have a skylight, so I was like, is it like a bird on the because it sounded like
Oh,
it was like a bird on glass.
oh, maybe.
Yeah, I don't know. That's why I'm like,
Maybe
what's that noise? Or maybe it's your place. I don't know.
maybe. I don't know. I don't hear anything, but maybe there's a bird up there. Bird hitting my glass. But anyway, so when I was kind of doing the math, like Sweden, so they have such a smaller population just in Sweden in general, 10.3 million compared to the United States with, a huge population of 382 million. But so did the math. So I took 382.2 million divided by 3.3, and it pretty much was 38, right? So I took the total number of cases, 16,755, and I multiplied it by 38. They still have less cases in Sweden than we had in the United States. But when you take their death toll and you take, their 2021 deaths and you multiply it by 38, it's higher than our 44,000. So though they are a lot smaller of a population and they had less cases, they had more deaths. So I don't know. I don't know if their strategy is working or not. But
the big difference, I guess you have to think about is they have, healthcare for all. So if something happens in Sweden, regardless of what it is, they're covered. It's not the same. Like, I think a lot of people are hesitant even when they're sick. Because I saw that today on the news, the doctor saying that the numbers are coming down, but the cases are more severe because people seem to be coming in sicker. So if that's the case, then I just think it doesn't compare really. I think you need to compare a similar country, like let it be Canada or Australia. In terms of the way they live, but even those places have healthcare. So I don't know.
Yeah.
So I think because our problem is that people are coming in with underlying conditions, so it's much more severe.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't know. But we also had the lockdown, and they had absolutely nothing, which they're saying having
they had something, but it wasn't a total lockdown like
they had
even in the US but even in the US, that's not even a total lockdown like compared to here. Like here, it absolutely is a total lockdown. Say it again.
Yeah, like we actually locked down restaurants. We closed restaurants, we closed bars, we closed theaters. And over there they kept everything open. Business as usual.
Yeah. But you guys are still able to go outside. People aren't being checked if they're on the street. I mean, they're not saying you have to stay to a certain area. That's what I'm saying. Like, here's a total lockdown. I can't even go more than a mile from my place. So, you know what I mean? So, that's a true lockdown where you cannot go anywhere. So, I mean, it's not really, you still have so much more freedom in the US. You can be like, I'm just going to go head over to Vegas. I mean, you literally could. Nothing is stopping you.
That's true. And, and you can't do that there. You're restricted.
Yeah, absolutely restricted. I mean, I've spoken to people who are like, on the way home, there was police checkpoints here, and they scrutinized every piece of paper, what you were doing and where you were going. They literally stopped every single car. It wasn't like, okay, we're going to occasionally stop a car. No, it was like every single car. So that's not the same type of lockdown.
Yeah, I guess that's true too. But I mean, we're going to see. So, they were saying in Sweden that when they did this, their intentions and hopes were to stop a second and a third wave, which they're anticipating here in the United States is coming.
Yeah.
Once I guess everything reopens and people come back out. But
that's phase 2.
Phase 2. So,
imagine someone's going to be breaking down this video, like pointing how we're a part of the conspiracy of the virus spreading. They're like, here is when he said that phase 2 was going to happen. Who says phase 2? Everyone's been saying second wave.
You came up with that conspiracy or what?
Actually, it was. Do you remember that movie? I think it was called Phase 5 with the aliens.
No, the aliens were the next phase, or what?
No, I think it was the wave. It was like fifth wave or something like that. It bombed at the box office, but I did watch it though, and it kind of like, here we are, phase 2. There's gonna be 5 total stages.
5 total stages. Oh my god!
Because I always have to find a way to bring it back to the aliens.
Yeah. Hey, so
I didn't even tell you, when I was reading that original thread the other day, they were talking about how phase 1 was when they released those tapes of the carriers with the aliens. It was all over CNN. It was all over the news where they were following like UFOs from the aircraft carriers. And then they were releasing tapes of airline pilots talking to the control tower saying, "Did you see that just fly over us?" And they're like, "Yeah, what was it?" And they're like, I don't know. They're like, "I guess it was aliens." Like, you can literally hear the actual audio from the pilots speaking together to the control tower. So that would be phase 1.
Yeah, but I'm sure
coronavirus is phase
everything
2.
With that.
Hold on. I'm
sure there's alien things.
But I'm trying to explain that thread though. So this actually is phase 3 coming up, the second wave. Phase 3.
Oh, I didn't realize this was a thread. I thought this was just what you were talking about now.
No, it was in that thread. That's why I was like, I totally forgot about that. Because they were saying the different phases, remember? And then next, phase 4, I guess, would be phase 3 or 4 would be that tattoo you were talking about yesterday. So go ahead. What were you saying?
I'm sure those all can be explained. The alien is probably like a shooting star or just some random something.
No. Fernando, these were literally, the US government released these saying they don't know what they were. They had the pilots on all over the news. Even the guy who was in charge of the department, they just said that they don't know what they are. They didn't say they were aliens. They were just saying they don't know what they are. But I mean, they were like, it was oblong. There was one that was in the water that was like 40 feet long. And these were just zooming around and about, no exhaust pipes, no wings.
No exhaust pipes.
Yeah, but you can literally, it's all over YouTube. I mean, you can see when that came out a few years ago, that was like all over YouTube. I mean, it was on all the news programs. And it was just interesting that now, phase 3.
Phase 3. All right, okay. Freddie. So, going back into reopening everything and how so many of these businesses, are still closed, and different places having different lockdowns, and some places not. Some places having their businesses. I mean, there are some counties here in California that are already reopening. I know Ventura County is open. I don't know what kind of restrictions they do have.
But no one lives there, so it's okay.
There's a lot of people that live there.
That should be Oregon. We should just give it to Oregon and be done with it.
Wow. But with all of this happening, our unemployment rates are still climbing. So people are still applying for unemployment. People are still losing their jobs. Right now, I was just reading that the unemployment, it soared to 26.5 million cases in the past 5 weeks. So 26.5 million people lost their jobs in the past 5 weeks, or can't work.
I want to see, what country does that literally equal?
26.5 million.
Yeah, because I mean,
that's 2.5 of Sweden's.
Yeah, I mean, literally, hold on,
Imagine
let's see.
taking Sweden and copying it and taking half of Sweden and putting it side by side. One Sweden, two Sweden, half of Sweden. That's our unemployment.
Well, I can tell you right now,
That's our
it
new
is
unemployment
literally
cases in the past 5 weeks.
okay. That's literally Cameroon, Cote d'Ivoire, North Korea. That's all of Australia,
Oh my gosh.
Niger, Taiwan, Sri Lanka, Burkina Faso, Mali, Romania. I mean, the list goes on and on. I mean, that's literally so many countries. All of the Netherlands.
So imagine taking
Uh,
Australia and saying everyone on Australia, you guys are all fired,
yeah,
right?
the whole country.
Dang.
We can, and or it can, let's say we can put it this way: we could take Sweden and we could take Greece and say everyone is fired.
Wow.
And it's insane to think about how many people are without work, and it's not even done rising. I mean, by the time this is done, it's going to be an insane amount of people. Um, it's hectic.
Yeah. That's
I mean, hopefully some of those people qualify. Well, I guess everyone should qualify for unemployment then.
how much money. Where are they getting this money from for unemployment? Like, how much money do they have put aside?
I think it was 350 billion.
But where was that money just sitting around or what?
Well, they probably took it from some budget,
I don't
or
know. I
they're
don't know where
just
that
printing
came
it.
from.
Well,
That's
it
scary.
doesn't matter where it came from. The aftermath is the worst part, though, because it's going to cause all these other problems later down the line when that money needs to be repaid
Yeah.
with interest. I mean,
Yep.
that deficit's going to just skyrocket. I mean, it's insane, and that, like, the the markets and the market advisors and all the things that I've been reading is saying just like this is going to be something that's going to stick around for a while. I mean, but who knows? I mean, everything this past couple of years has been so weird. The market was booming when people were filing for record unemployment. It's just like things that aren't adding up. So but everything is going to come back in the end. So we'll see what it will mean for us all.
Yeah. um. So I don't know. There's a lot of uncertainty and there's a lot of things that are kind of scary. And speaking of scary, these numbers are insane in the United States. Scary numbers. So our total number of coronavirus cases as of yesterday were 802,583. 802,583 total cases. And today, 20 minutes ago before we came live, I saw on NBC they were announcing 842,000. So within a day, we got 40,000 new cases.
And then if you go off of the website I use, it's already 876,000 people.
So wow. So another 34,000 in today.
So, yeah, I mean, it is. Yeah, that says right
2
now.
o'clock here, but
yeah, but that number's constantly rising. Let's see. Yeah,
it's a lot of people.
Sweden is at, on this website, 16,755, but their numbers are still pretty low, but they're still kind of high because if you look at Germany's total deaths, I believe, what is Germany at? Germany is at 5,400. So, and Sweden's is already at 2,000 something. So I guess, that herd immunity could work, but I guess then maybe that's what they're trying to do when they're saying let's open up the country. Well, then they're just saying, if you're gonna die, you're gonna die, and if you're gonna live, you're gonna live. There's nothing that we can do about it. I mean, maybe that's what they keep saying because you keep seeing all these doctors on the TV saying, some people are just gonna have to die.
But I don't want to volunteer myself or volunteer any of my family to be,
I volunteer Fernando as tribute.
Hey. Let's just hope that I'm immune.
You already got it once, so that's why I volunteer you as tribute. I have not had it as far as I know. So I volunteer Fernando as tribute. May Fernando come out on top.
Yes. So, maybe now that I have these antibodies, maybe I should go to Florida and let's go to the beach.
No.
The beaches in Florida are open, Freddie. They opened their beaches.
Well, everything is different in Florida. Every time you see the news, haven't you seen that website? Like see if it happened in Florida, and it's always like the wildest story. I can't remember what the name of the website is.
It's kind of like the Walmart website or whatever.
Yeah,
people of Walmart, people of Florida. Yeah.
Do you remember when we used to go to Walmart?
I haven't been to Walmart in so long. I go to Sam's Club.
No, but do you remember when we would go and take pictures?
Oh my gosh.
When we tried on the glass.
Freddie, we can't be talking about this stuff, especially on live YouTube.
I keep forgetting. At least I'm not saying other things. See, people don't understand that when we're laughing, this is the kind of stuff we're laughing about off camera. I do have remembered too much. I know. I'm sorry. Deny. You should have just been like, no, that must have been someone else.
Yeah, I think that was somebody else, Freddie. I do not remember that. I'm sorry. Hey, but would you go to the beach? Like right now, if you were in Florida, you live there, and they're like, beaches are open.
Not. I don't want to go anywhere near Florida.
These beaches are crowded, though. There's a lot of people. I saw pictures. A lot of people at the beaches. They are, but imagine being locked up and couldn't go to the beach. I'm sure it's hot. We're almost in May.
Yeah,
and beaches finally open,
it's gonna be 90 in California.
Yeah, it's been heating up. Like I'm pretty warm right now.
I'm hot here, and it's not even close to 90. I'm so jealous. I wish it would be 98 here.
Right now. It's 78 right now, so it's gonna hit 80.
Hold on. How do I change this?
I'm ready to go out and hit the sun.
I want to see. Well, I wanted to change it to Fahrenheit.
Oh, here, Fahrenheit. Just go to Google. Just go on Google and hit whatever C to Fahrenheit.
Oh yeah, duh. Well, you could just learn Celsius.
Nah, it's too much work.
It's actually not that hard. It's 62 degrees here right now. And why am I so hot then?
Must have been those muffins you were baking, or those little breakfast things. What were they? The eggs and stuff in the little muffin pan?
That was last week. Those are actually really, really good.
Those weren't today?
No. Those were like last week. Eggy cups, yeah. So you put hash brown or you put bacon, hash brown, bacon. Oh, no. Sorry. The way I do it is I put bacon, biscuit, hash brown, egg.
I'm going to slap you.
Why?
Do you remember we were just talking about cholesterol and how we're going to lower our cholesterols and what we need to do? Bacon is not on there.
I know, but I follow my cholesterol. I can have one muffin a day like that.
You can have one eggy cup a week? Wait, probably. You put a bacon in your muffin?
Yeah, you fry it first. So, but not to where it's super crispy.
Are we talking about eggy cups, or are we talking about muffins?
It's eggy cup. It's a muffin. You bake it. That picture I sent you was a muffin.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's like
I thought we were talking about the banana muffins you made.
No, the banana muffins.
Just confused and all over the place. Apparently.
Well,
imagine if you were to chop up that bacon and put it in your banana muffin.
Ooh, some people do eat bacon with bananas. They do. I know. It's like some people. Well, that a lot of South American people eat fried bananas, plantains.
Oh, those are actually pretty good. Yeah. So I actually grew up eating those.
Yeah. So why are you making a face? Because they eat that with pork.
Well, I don't eat pork. What I'm saying is it's kind of weird. Like if you were to chop up bacon and put it inside of your banana bread muffin.
You might have. You never eat
pork
I do either.
No, I didn't. I've never liked pork.
Since you were a little kid?
Yeah, I've never liked it. Shake your head.
I know. I'm just.
Um,
Next topic. We're
next
losing our
topic. Okay,
audience when
well,
they find out that you don't like bacon.
so here is something that is kind of interesting. Um,
Mhm.
So with this whole coronavirus thing going on, yesterday, Senator Warren, she is the Senator Elizabeth Warren. She's a senator of Massachusetts. It was just announced that her brother actually died of coronavirus.
Ooh.
So I mean, it's
How
just
old was he?
another big name. I don't know. I don't even know where he lived. I just had seen it on the news, and I was like, wow.
Yeah. Well, not
You
that it
know,
matters how old he is. Still, it's a life lost.
yeah.
It's so sad.
I guess I could have looked that up to see, huh? But yeah, so I don't
No,
know if
it doesn't
he,
matter. I mean, it's still a life lost. It doesn't. It shouldn't. I know it kind of sounds sad that sometimes we think like justifying it. Well, he was old, or because I mean, if he was alive, he was alive. I mean, it sucks.
right. Yeah, so that was just another, big headline. And another big headline, politically, but not the same with coronavirus. Biden is beating Trump in 3 of the battleground states that pretty much really helped with 2016. So Pennsylvania,
Hold
Michigan,
on.
and Wisconsin.
You were supposed to let me guess.
Sorry.
Okay, so because I was like, let me. I assumed it was going to be Texas, Florida, and what was the third one that was opening up?
Wisconsin. Oh, I don't know.
It was Texas, Georgia,
Alabama. No,
Florida,
Georgia.
Georgia.
Oh, Florida.
Yeah,
Oops.
yeah. Well, those are also
Yeah.
usually
So
battleground states, aren't they? I know
I don't
Florida
know.
and Texas always are. They're always trying to get those two.
Hey, but
Mhm.
Texas, did you hear about their big tornado?
They had a tornado?
Yeah, they just had a tornado yesterday. It was Texas, Louisiana, and Oklahoma. It just kind of went boop, 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 and it did a pretty big toll in the area. I guess like tore up houses and flattened different places. I think there wasn't a lot of people that were killed in it. I don't remember the exact number. It was anywhere from like 1 to 6. But I mean, could you imagine like in the middle of everything going on right now, a tornado coming and taking your house? Like you
I
got to
know.
shelter
And
in
how are
place
you
to be
gonna?
at home.
Yeah, social distancing and all those things. Like what? Like what do you do? Like
This is
imagine
the
you were super.
second big. This is like the second big one that I've heard of in the past like month, where they
Dude, there
like the
was an
first
earthquake
one.
yesterday.
That's what I heard. Where was it?
L.A.
Where though, and how big was it?
3.8. Not that big. I mean,
Where?
it was in the middle of the night apparently, so you probably would have slept through it. I know
Knows?
with your oh, too bad we don't have a promotion deal with one of those, bed companies.
Hey, no, actually, Freddie, there was one that was a little after midnight. Oh, this would have been 2 days ago, yesterday, a little after midnight. But it was a 3.7, and it was Park Windsor Hills, which looks like it's not too far from Anaheim.
Where's Park Windsor Hills? Isn't that weird? Sometimes you have cities that we don't know anything about that are like right by us.
I'm like trying to look at this map, but actually, it kind of Park Windsor Hills. Let's pull this up and see. Yeah, because it is a city I've never heard of. Park Windsor Hills, California. Let's pull it up on a map.
That made me feel proud of you.
What?
You were using your reading voice. You said Park Windsor Hills.
Oh, this is like LA. It's like Hyde Park area.
Yeah, I told you it was in LA, but still, like
this is.
Have you ever heard of this city? I've never heard of it.
No, it's Park Windsor Hills. So, what this is? So a lot of. It's hard to explain. So, like the city of Los Angeles, it's a huge city. Los Angeles is huge.
It's an unincorporated area.
No, well, there are unincorporated areas which like are in the county, but the city of LA is ginormous. Like a lot of times, if you think of like the city of Los Angeles, you just kind of think of like downtown or LA proper, but the city of LA actually stretches a very large area. So like San Pedro, for example, that's the city of LA. So like Woodland Hills, that's the city of LA. Like a lot of people don't realize that, that
Yeah.
it stretches
But I
so
always
far. So
the only thing I always wondered was, do they actually write Los Angeles on their address, or do they write the city?
the little sub area. So like if they live in San Pedro, they write San Pedro. But I'm sure you could get away with writing Los Angeles and the zip code.
Yeah, because I remember when I used to live in the Hollywood Hills, um, it wasn't Hollywood and it wasn't Los Angeles. It was actually Beverly Hills.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, but
But was it
we
the city
never.
of Beverly Hills?
Yeah, no, it was Beverly Hills.
Oh,
But they always say
but
Hollywood Hills, and you assume that you write Hollywood Hills, but you don't.
yeah. Oh, you would just write Beverly Hills?
Yeah,
Oh.
yeah,
Um, but like continuing on, like about how they're like different areas, like in Los Angeles, kind of near Santa Monica, there's like a small place like Mar Vista. Like, well, do you live in the city of Mar Vista? Do you live in the city of LA? Like on that, you would Los
yeah.
Angeles, like that's more like LA. But there's just so many other like little areas, Leimert Park, Baldwin Village, Mar Vista, Palms, Westchester. Like these are all little I don't know what you call it, like little nooks and crannies. But Park Windsor Hills or Park Windsor Hills,
Keebler Elves.
apparently that's Los Angeles. Keebler Elves.
Yeah, Nixon.
Yeah, apparently that's Los Angeles, and it's crazy because I'd never even heard of that. Park Windsor Hills. It's right next to Leimert Park, Ladera Heights, Park Mesa Heights.
I'm sure you've never been to any of those cities, have you?
Yeah, actually, like Mar Vista and Palms. I'm looking at over here, like that.
Oh, Palms. Yeah, you've been to Palms.
I
Ladera
guess, like
Heights.
Westchester.
I've been to Westchester. I've been to Ladera Heights, Baldwin Hills. I've been to.
Oh, look at those
Baldwin
hills.
Hills malls. Say it again.
You just go to Baldwin Hills because it has the name Hills in it. You're like, yeah, it's fancy.
Well, I went to the mall there.
Oh, what is Westfield?
At the time, I believe it was called the Baldwin Hills Mall. No, the Westfield is in. No,
Westfield.
Westfield is Century City.
What? Westfield is like the company that owns the malls. It's like the corporation.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. That's in Century City. The Westfield.
Well, no, they're
Mall.
like.
I know the management company that owns it, but there is a Westfield Mall in Century City.
Oh, maybe.
I remember me and Mason used to always go there for dinner and to see movies.
Oh, Mason.
Yeah.
A little comic.
Yeah, she's going to come on. Well, I don't know. I guess we're going to record that show with her.
Yeah, so we got to do a show with her too. She's going to tell us all her wildest and crazy. Should I say it or should we keep it a secret?
No, say it. We're going to do it.
She is going to tell us all of her crazy and wild and fantasies and conspiracy theories. And
there is some logic sometimes.
She probably already thought of it. And
yeah. She told me today she's the Rain Man of conspiracy theories. She's the Rain Man of conspiracy theories. That's what she told me today. She's like, I'm the Rain Man of conspiracy theories. Ask me and I'll tell you about it. And she's always been that way, which is kind of funny.
We should get a little table put up and put like a little sign in front of it and then put like conspiracy theory and just put the camera in front of her. You know those like that meme? It's like Kermit's not green, change my mind. The guy's like holding a cup of coffee. But it's like people change them for anything. No, you know what I'm talking about.
I'm trying to. No,
it's like the guy sitting in a park.
But isn't Kermit green? But then I guess Kermit is kind of like a yellow green.
No, that's just what I use like as an example. Like
I know, but I was just trying to really think of it. Is Kermit green?
I would say he's green.
You can't throw that out there and not let me debate it. Change my mind, Fernando.
I guess I don't have anything else, Freddie.
You don't.
I don't.
You don't want to. Did you? I was just thinking,
What?
are we going to do that again? No, I don't think we should. Where like if you're for Team Freddy or thumbs down.
You know what? I don't think we should do the dislike because kind of a feeling because one of my friends was like, "Why did two people dislike your show?" And I was like, "Oh, I don't know." Because
we have 4 likes.
Right? Oh, did we? So yesterday we did a little broadcast, and at the end we said if you are Team Freddy, give it a thumbs up, and if you're Team Fernando, give a thumbs down. But then it was kind of thinking that people are going to think that episode was really crappy because we're going to have more thumb down than thumbs up. So
but we said it at
I think
the
we're
end,
going to kind of
would have to watch the whole thing. But how about this?
Yeah.
Like for Team Freddy, comment for Team Fernando.
Why don't you just put a comment, Freddy, or I'm sorry, comment Team Freddy or comment Team Fernando, whatever team you're on.
No. I want to be likes, and I want you to be team comment.
Everyone's gonna like. They're not gonna comment. Commenting is too much work, especially if you're watching on a TV.
They can tap it in with the remote.
How about
or go on their phone?
You can type. Well, if you're Team Fernando, you know we didn't put on here on today, Freddie.
What? What's happening?
Where is it? We didn't put our names. People are gonna forget who we are.
I took it off. I liked it without the names. It looks classier.
It looks classier. All right, you guys. Well, if you don't already subscribe to our channel, we would love it if you do. We are trying to get to
55
subscribers this week.
Yeah, but you need to like if you're Team Freddy and comment if you're Team Fernando.
How about you just like this episode? We'd really appreciate it if you just liked this episode.
Okay, hold on. Like if you're Team Freddy, subscribe if you're Team Fernando.
Yeah, how about we do that? All right, you guys, thanks for joining us on another episode of the Fernando and Freddy Show. This is another... Right.
Welcome to the Rolando and Freddy Show.
The Rolando and Freddy Show.